Ever get stuck on hold forever waiting for customer service?
Ugh.
It's like being trapped in phone call purgatory. Well, today we're diving into a company called Syrow that says they can make those nightmares a thing of the past.
Deliver the best customer experience in this world.
That's a bold statement to make. They got a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Frankly, from what you've shown me, this is not your typical call center setup.
No, not at all. It's refreshing, actually. The thing that stands out to me most is this idea of blending human expertise with AI. You know, they seem to get it, that good customer service, it's not just about answering calls quickly.
Yeah.
It's about providing support that is tailored, empathetic.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you know what else is refreshing?
What's that?
The utilization-based packages. That caught my eye, too.
Yeah.
In an industry that seems to be filled with these rigid contracts,
Yeah.
this pay-as-you-go model, it's a breath of fresh air.
But is it a game changer, or is this just clever marketing?
I think it has the potential to be huge.
Yeah.
Especially for businesses that find that their customer service demands are always fluctuating.
Okay.
So, imagine you're a startup.
Yeah.
You're growing really rapidly. One month, your call volume is insane. The next month, it's a little quieter.
Sure.
With Syrow's model, you're only paying for the support that you need when you need it. You're not throwing money away on agents that are just sitting there.
So it's like having a customer service team that can kind of expand and contract with the needs of your business.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And this ties in directly with something else that you had highlighted.
Okay.
Their commitment to 24/7 support.
Yes.
Now, I know this is becoming somewhat standard, but when you think about it, most companies wouldn't even dream of offering that on a utilization-based model.
Right. Exactly. Because, think about it. Most call centers, they're going to charge you a premium for round-the-clock agents.
Sure.
Whether or not they're actually taking calls.
Yeah.
With Syrow's model, you're only paying for those active support minutes, even across time zones.
Right.
And that's huge for your bottom line as you start to scale globally.
Yeah.
And need to provide support, at all hours.
This is where it gets really interesting, because now you're not just talking about cost savings. You're talking about unlocking global reach.
Absolutely.
That 3.0 a.m. support call from a customer in a completely different time zone, it no longer keeps you up at night.
Yeah.
Both literally and figuratively, right?
Exactly. It's a strategic advantage.
Right.
It allows you to compete on a global scale without that traditional overhead.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Look, it doesn't stop at just voice support either. You had highlighted this too, their multi-channel approach.
Yes.
Which really speaks to just the modern customer journey.
It's not just about answering calls anymore.
No.
Today's customers are on their phones.
Right.
They're on their laptops. They're on their tablets. They're emailing. They're chatting. They're on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
They expect this kind of seamless experience across all these platforms.
Of course.
So how does Syrow tackle this?
They've really embraced what we call an omni-channel approach. So they're available on all the major platforms.
Okay.
Chat, WhatsApp, email, you name it.
Yeah.
But the key here is it's not just about being present on all these channels. It's about ensuring a consistent and integrated experience across the board.
So it's not like I'm going to get a completely different answer from an agent on WhatsApp versus an agent through email.
Exactly.
Okay.
Imagine you're using Syrow's chat support, right?
Okay.
Their AI can actually pre-screen your query, categorize it, and even offer solutions for simple issues like a password reset.
Okay.
And what this does is it means that they're human agents who are, by the way, fully trained on your specific processes, are only dealing with the really thorny problems that require that human touch.
Okay, now we're getting into the AI side of things, which you specifically wanted to unpack,
Yeah.
because everyone's talking about AI in customer service these days. But it sounds like Syrow is being very intentional with how they're integrating it.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just a matter of throwing AI at every single problem and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Their approach is about using AI to augment, not replace, their human agents.
Gotcha.
Think of it this way. AI is great at handling those repetitive, rules-based tasks.
Yeah.
Answering FAQs, routing inquiries, even personalizing responses based on customer data that already exists.
Yeah. So the AI is kind of doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes, freeing up those human agents to really focus on the complex stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that requires empathy, creativity, that uniquely human ability to navigate, really nuanced situations.
Absolutely. It's about playing to each other's strengths.
Oh.
And, beyond just the clever use of technology, I think what really sets Syrow apart is their approach to client relationships.
Oh.
Remember this extended team concept
Yeah.
that was kind of sprinkled throughout the stuff you shared?
Yes. It stood out to me too. But I have to be honest with you. Sometimes I see these industry buzzwords and I just kind of roll my eyes.
I know.
Extended teams, synergy, paradigm shift. It's a lot of jargon.
It is.
So cut through the noise for me here.
Okay.
What does this actually look like in action?
It boils down to this. Syrow, they're not content with just being another vendor.
Yeah.
They're aiming to be a true partner.
Okay.
So you're not just assigned some random account manager.
Yeah.
You get key account manager. And they serve as your direct point of contact, your advocate within Syrow.
Okay, so they're invested in my success, not just trying to, hit their monthly quota.
That's the idea?
I can see how that would be appealing.
Yeah.
But what does that advocacy actually entail? What does that look like?
Well, it's about going beyond just the transactional.
Okay.
And really building a genuine understanding of what your business goals are, your challenges.
Okay.
To provide you with regular reports and insights tailored to your specific needs.
Gotcha.
And just constantly ensure that Syrow's services are evolving alongside your business.
It's like having a dedicated customer service consultant on call. But instead of, charging these exorbitant hourly rates, they're baked into the overall service package.
Precisely. And this emphasis on partnership, it ties in beautifully with another point I know you wanted to hit on, the onboarding process.
Yes.
I mean, you specifically mentioned this, so it's clearly a priority for you.
It is. For me, onboarding can make or break the entire outsourcing experience. If it's rushed or it's poorly executed, you're just setting yourself up for a world of pain down the line.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Syrow's approach here.
Yeah.
Is it just a quick handshake and a good luck with that, or is there a more structured process?
No, thankfully, it's far more structured.
Yeah.
They seem to get that knowledge transfer is absolutely paramount.
Right.
To their success. It's not a matter of you signing on the dotted line and just hoping for the best, right?
Right.
They actually invest the time up front to truly understand your business, your customers, your unique way of doing things.
Okay, so walk me through this knowledge transfer process.
Yeah.
What does it actually involve?
It's a collaborative deep dive, really, into the heart of your customer service operation. They're gathering all the essential documents, call scripts, email templates, escalation procedures, customer personas, knowledge base articles, anything and everything that helps them replicate your brand voice, your tone, your specific way of handling those customer interactions.
So they're not just throwing a bunch of, random agents at my customers and hoping they'll figure it out as they go.
Right.
They're actually trained
on your processes.
To provide a consistent experience that aligns with, my brand identity.
Exactly. And this attention to detail during the onboarding process, it likely plays a huge role in their ability to achieve these high customer satisfaction rates.
Right.
But it's not just about mimicking what you've already got.
Right.
It's about continuous improvement, right?
Sure.
And this is where their data-driven approach really comes in.
Ah, yes. You had highlighted their real-time dashboard and the detailed reporting, and I have to admit, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Data is great. But it's the insights that matter, right?
Absolutely.
So what kind of actionable insights can I actually get from this data?
Imagine having a real-time X-ray of your entire customer service operation.
Yeah.
You can track all the key metrics like call volume.
Yeah. Resolution times. Yeah. Customer satisfaction scores.
Okay.
Even pinpoint common customer pain points with this incredible granularity.
Okay. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Give me an example. How could I use this data to actually make improvements?
Let's say you're seeing, through the data, Syrow is providing a spike in complaints about a particular product feature.
Right.
Armed with that knowledge, you can immediately flag that with your product development team.
Okay.
Maybe tweak the user interface a bit, or even just create a targeted FAQ to proactively address the issue.
Right.
It's about using the data to turn insights into action and ultimately a better customer experience.
That's huge because, often with outsourcing, it's like this black box.
It can be, yeah. You're not quite sure what's working, what's not working.
Right.
You're at the mercy of the outsourcing company to tell you.
Yeah.
But with this level of transparency and this data access,
you're
still very much in control.
You are. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And Syrow seems to understand that empowering their clients with this data, it's key to building that trust, that transparency, and ultimately a stronger, more collaborative partnership.
Right.
But, let's not shy away from the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Outsourcing, especially when it's something as critical as customer service.
Yeah.
It can be nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. You're handing over the reins to a third party.
You are.
And with that comes, a certain degree of risk.
Of course.
So how can I, as a business owner, be absolutely sure that Syrow is maintaining the quality and security standards that I expect?
It's a valid concern, and to be honest, it's a question you should ask any outsourcing partner.
Right.
But Syrow seems to address this head-on.
Okay.
First off, they've got this trifecta of ISO certifications for quality management, for information security, and full GDPR compliance.
Okay.
These aren't just, vanity badges. These are internationally recognized standards that indicate a serious commitment to security and quality.
Okay, that's reassuring. But, certifications aside, how do they ensure that things are running smoothly on a day-to-day, even hour-to-hour basis?
Yeah.
How do I know that my customers are in good hands?
Well, remember that KAM we talked about? They play a crucial role in overseeing the operation.
Okay.
They're acting as that constant liaison between your business and their team.
Right.
Plus, you're getting those detailed daily reports.
Yes.
So you literally have your finger on the pulse of what's happening.
So it's not a set it and forget it. I'm still kind of very much in the loop.
Exactly.
Even though I've outsourced, the day-to-day.
And they back it all up with, very clearly defined service level agreements, SLAs.
Okay.
So you have these tangible benchmarks for things like response times and resolution rates.
Right.
But you had provided some intriguing pricing details too.
Yes.
So let's kind of shift gears a little bit and talk about that. How does Syrow structure their costs? What stood out to you when you were looking at this?
Honestly, it was the clarity and the flexibility.
Okay.
They offer both India and international pricing.
Right.
But what really caught my eye was the utilization-based approach for their voice and their semi-voice support. For their Indian team, they're starting at $25,999 per month for 120 minutes of usage per day.
Right.
Which on the surface sounds incredibly reasonable. Yeah. But how does that stack up against, industry averages?
It's always a little tricky to make these direct comparisons without really doing a deep dive into, competitor pricing and all that.
Sure.
But here's the thing. A lot of call centers, they'll lock you into these packages that are based on agent numbers.
Okay.
Regardless of your actual call volume.
So I could end up paying for this whole team of agents, even if they're just, twiddling their thumbs because my call volume dipped that month.
It's an outdated model.
Yeah.
It doesn't really reflect the realities of, today's kind of agile business landscape, Syrow's approach. It's much more flexible.
Yeah.
It's responsive to that ebb and flow of customer demand.
Sure.
So you're only paying for what you use.
Right.
Which, again, is a huge advantage for, startups, seasonal businesses, anyone who's experiencing that rapid growth.
Right.
Where there's some inherent unpredictability.
It's like the difference between, renting office space by the desk versus having to rent, the entire floor.
Exactly.
When you only need half of it.
I like that. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And speaking of, kind of global reach, you also highlighted their international pricing.
Yes.
$599 a month for 60 minutes of usage per day.
Yep.
Any additional thoughts there?
Again, direct comparisons.
Yeah.
Always tough.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that they have this separate, clearly defined international pricing structure is telling.
Okay.
It suggests that they're really specifically targeting businesses that have that global customer base.
Got it.
Not just those operating solely within India.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're not just, dipping their toes in the water. Right. They're diving in head first. Equipping businesses like yours to provide that, that seamless, that round-the-clock support that today's customer demands, regardless of where they are in the world.
It's the future of customer service, really.
So as we kind of get to the end of our little deep dive here, if we had to distill everything that we've learned about Syrow into 3 core takeaways, what would those be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know, it's putting you on the spot.
It is. I think first and foremost, their strategic blend of the human expertise with the AI.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a real differentiator for them.
It's about finding that sweet spot, right?
Yes.
Where human connection meets, like technological efficiency.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. What else? What else we got?
Second, their commitment to transparency
Yeah.
and providing clients with data that's actually actionable.
Right.
It's invaluable.
Yeah.
Businesses aren't left in the dark, you know?
Right.
They have real-time insights into how their customer service operation is actually performing.
Sure.
Which allows them to identify those areas for improvement and make decisions, you know, that are data-driven.
And finally.
Finally, and I think this is a big one,
Yeah.
their focus on that partnership
Yeah.
over just a purely transactional relationship
Yes.
that really sets them apart.
Right.
The clear communication, the willingness to go that extra mile,
Yeah.
to truly understand the needs of your business. I think those are the hallmarks of a true partner.
Absolutely. Syrow is clearly doing some really innovative things.
They are, yeah.
But as you alluded to, this fusion of AI and human touch and customer service, this is part of a much bigger trend
I think so, yeah.
that we're seeing. What does this mean for like the future of customer service? And what should our listeners be thinking about as they're kind of, you know, navigating this evolving landscape?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. It is.
As AI and machine learning continue to advance
Right.
at, you know, this kind of astonishing rate,
Yeah.
we're going to see, I think, even more sophisticated ways to automate routine tasks,
Right.
to personalize interactions, even to predict customer needs before they even arise.
So does that mean that, like, you know, human customer service agents are going the way of the dodo?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think the role is going to evolve, though. They're going to be freed from, I think, a lot of these mundane, these repetitive tasks, and empowered to really focus on that more complex problem solving, that emotional support.
Yeah.
You know, really building those genuine relationships with customers.
So it's not about replacing humans. It's about kind of augmenting their abilities and allowing them to really, you know, tap into their uniquely human strengths.
100%.
It's about creating a future where, you know, technology and human connection work in perfect harmony.
I love it.
To create these, you know, exceptional customer experiences.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Something for our listeners to ponder
Sure.
as they embark on their own customer service journeys.
Absolutely.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has. Syrow is a company to watch for sure.
They are, and thanks for joining us for this one.
My pleasure, as always.
And we'll catch you in the next deep dive.